Everyone, I am back doing another Silent Assassin suit only run for Hitman World of Assassination. As you might have guessed, this will take place in Sapienza in the World of Tomorrow mission. Now, something to clarify regarding this mission in particular, I mentioned before on my previous one, the first video being Paris, that this strategy was a massive pain in the ass. I do not disagree with that, though funny enough, on the attempt that I did for this specific run, I managed to do it first try when I started recording. I don't know why it's as inconsistent as it is, and God forbid I find any consistency with it honestly, but you can also feel free to try out this specific strategy if you want. Now, this is something that I should have said with the Paris mission as well, but I'm going to say it here regardless. There may be some sort of deviation or inspiration based on the way that I do certain things. I'm not going to deny that AJ Wynn and CJ were influences for me to get back on this game. Not just that, but take creative approaches, if not just outright be inspired by their own runs. And realistically speaking, you can give credit to anybody that you want, be it myself or anyone else. It's totally fine. But that being said, there is some inconsistency with one specific portion of the level that I will point out immediately because my god, it was a pain in the ass for so long. That being said, we'll be carrying the ICA-19 Silver Baller, bringing coins, though I don't think we're going to use them. We're going to bring the lockpick. Starting location is going to be in the main square. I would have chosen the ICA agency facility for the hideout, but that does not help timing wise with one section early on. Any suit is fine, Italian suit is there, and here we go. Alright, starting immediately here. Not gonna spend a single second, we're just gonna take our happy ass straight towards the hideout and then go outside through the back. That way we can get inside the perimeter of the place and we'll be able to get started. We are going to pick up a gun over here. This is just a contingency plan, though, as you will see later. We're not even going to need it at all, to be honest with you. Though, again, this is kind of down to luck, because there's a couple of things that can go wrong here. And I'll explain that afterwards. This is why we chose the main starting location, so that we can have the cooks on the right corner while Chef Marcelo decides to go in. I believe that your proximity to him is what determines him to move toward across the room. Anyway, get the camera out in through the window. There's the opportunity to get Francesca inside, but we're not going to use that. Go up the stairs and up into the pipe after reaching the door. Grab the crowbar for a knockout. Grab the silver baller. We're about to shoot down a panel under the observatory. That's going to get Sylvia moving, and by the time that we go back out after killing Francesca, Sylvia's going to be ready to die. Grab the bust here. Grab the letter opener that's on the desk. And this is the room that was a massive pain in the ass, and I'll explain why afterwards. Knock out the guard here. Somehow she didn't notice it that time. Grab the letter opener, and throw it straight at her face. Before that, we're just going to drag the body. Hide it inside, and she didn't notice that. We have just enough time to take care of that. And she's dead. Gonna drag her body into the box, and we're gonna grab the key card so that we can go inside the lab. There it is. And now we're gonna make our way back into the stairs. And Sylvia's going to be making his way there. There he goes. Drop down. Come through the door. And just wait until he gets into position. Whenever he's in the middle of the room, that's when we're going to drop that chandelier right there. There he goes. His body will be found, but given that it's an accident, it's not really going to matter. Not unlike Francesca, which is why I had to get her inside the box, and besides knocking out that guard, Gonna take any chances, but we're gonna use the key card. We're gonna grab the bust that we can take her to the guard that's over here, overlooking the lab. Lucky he didn't even catch a glimpse of me.
The virus prototype will be close by.
I just spotting the box, just in case. And I would take the shot of the virus from this area, but I've shot a certain dude several times and it's gotten pretty annoying. And this is where it's always better to be safe than sorry, because I just got caught by that camera, so I had destroyed the evidence. Would have done fine to just shoot him or to shoot the camera, but either way, this winds up working just fine. Again, his body was found, but it was an accident. We still keep Silent Assassin. We're gonna shimmy across over here, and we're gonna set up the shot for the virus by dropping a stalactite on it. It's gonna make sure that the guards are in a position where they won't see us, and there's a stalactite right there in yellow. Gonna line up the shot. Movement can be a little clunky, but there we go. It's a bit of an awkward angle to shoot it from, but still, it can be done. Make sure we're crouching here so that nobody's glancing this way will see us. And that's it. There is Silent Assassin for Sapienza. And those were challenges from a prior attempt. You don't have to worry about those. At least not right now. But yeah, 4 minutes and 12 seconds. Not bad. Now, again, there were a couple of areas where this could have gone wrong. And I'm going to go through these now. Now, the first area of error was, again, the starting location for the kitchen. I could have chosen the hideout, but the problem with that is that the timing for this area isn't such that by the time I reach the kitchen, one of the cooks is going to be in the center of the kitchen. Whereas if I were to choose the main starting location and take the long way to get there, then it would have been fine for both chefs to be on the right side and for Chef Marcelo to start making his way towards the middle. I believe the chefs on the corner are independent and are based on the amount of time that has elapsed since the beginning. And Chef Marcelo might be based on proximity, so he starts going immediately towards the center. That could be the case, I could be entirely wrong, but that's just what I found based on my findings. Another thing, which is the main reason that this video was taking so long, is the room that Francesca finds herself in. Now, if you noticed, only one of the guards went inside, if at all gotten towards that portion. And in fact, the reason why this was so difficult is because both guards would go outside towards the balcony. One of them would follow inside like they should, and the other guard would just linger around for a little bit before walking back inside. This is where it was a massive pain in the ass for inconsistency, because I wouldn't know if it would just be one guard and I'd get lucky. I wouldn't know if the other guard would be outside or inside or what have you. And he would possibly spot me whenever I would drag bodies, which was absolutely mandatory given the fact that a knockout by a crowbar and a death via a letter opener isn't exactly natural. Other areas where this run ran totally wrong is the fact that whenever I used a crowbar, I'd get an unconscious witness based on the fact that he catches a glimpse of me before I threw it. Historically, that would be rather inconsistent, because if the detection meter wouldn't fill up in certain previous iterations of the game, then it wouldn't count towards your score even if it was noted on the bottom left. Now, something to clarify here is that Francesca can notice bodies, and it will initially negate the Silent Assassin rating, but as long as you take her out before she catches a single guard, you will reinstate that Silent Assassin rating and be totally fine. And one final note is that this room, also with the letter opener, you might have seen me grab it on the desk. There were occasions where if I grab it and then the guard that walks in with Francesca gets the slightest glimpse of me, he's immediately alerted, and then Francesca gets alerted, I lose the Silent Assassin rating, and it becomes a whole clusterfuck. That's also why this video took so long. And some areas were a little challenging. You saw in the lab that I got caught by a camera, and I could have easily just shot it so that I can play it safe. Though that did run the risk of the blunt impact getting noticed by one of the scientists inside, or possibly a guard that was passing by seeing it. It's all a timing thing. But along with that, there's also the question of me exfilling, because there would be the potential for a guard to be really close towards the center of the compound, or a guard exiting the surveillance system area and possibly catching me there. But as you saw, I got pretty lucky with that, and I beat it at around 4 minutes. But yeah, this was again a pain in the ass, but when it worked, it was pretty fun. So yeah, that's about it. Still have yet to try Marrakesh, but I'll do that whenever I can. Hopefully soon. I'll have to see, because I'm trying to sweep the challenges, the assassination challenges for Sapienza before I move on. But we'll see. Anyways, that's about it. It's really surprised again that I got it first try when recording, when it took me hours, or at least a good while, to get it done at all. But yeah, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one.